Imagine a baby's first words shaping their thinking, reading, and speaking skills for life. Research shows that babies who start talking earlier score higher on IQ tests at age 8, have better reading comprehension at age 26, and are better at speaking at age 53. As an infant teacher with over 7,000 hours in the infant classroom, I've witnessed how children thrive when their communication needs are met. Let's explore how singing, reading, and speaking to infants is fundamental for lifelong success. Singing to infants encompasses things like lullabies and nursery rhymes. Lullabies we sing to soothe children to sleep, and nursery rhymes when we want to engage them in fun play. What's amazing about lullabies and nursery rhymes is that they're repetitive, and when we sing them, we give facial cues. Babies learn through imitation and repetition. They're seeing these facial cues and they're picking up on the social aspect of it, the feeling, how it feels, and what it might mean. When we sing or when babies hear music, multiple areas of the brain light up at the same time. This gives a pathway to build multiple connections in the brain. These are connections that last a lifetime. Singing lullabies in nursery rhyme also help us build a relationship with babies, an empathic relationship. Next, let's talk about reading to babies. Now, we know that we can read picture books, board books, maybe pictures on a wall. But what's really fun when we read to babies is pointing out the pictures. Maybe it's reading Old MacDonald and they say, you point to the cow and they say moo. That's going to be for the older infant. But what's important is that they are starting to recognize what they are seeing. Not necessarily reading words, but recognizing the different objects in the pictures of the book, or maybe the different colors. Or for sensory books, they're feeling the different textures of the book. When doing this, it's awesome and best if we do it in a conversational way. Let's say we're reading, but the baby's not listening and they just want to point at pictures. That's okay. It's also a good idea to ask questions. Maybe ask them, where is the cow? Or where is the pig? Give them time to respond. It can take a baby up to 12 seconds to respond to a question. But what's important is that they're thinking. The quality and quantity of how much we read to infants predicts their literacy skills at age 4. So it's important for us to do this often. Lastly, let's talk about speaking to babies. More truly is better when we speak to babies, and our speech should be child-directed, not just them overhearing us have conversations in a room, but face-to-face, two-way conversations with the baby. Here we see a father looking at his child. The baby is showing the same facial expression back. Like we've already talked about, babies learn through imitation. Speaking to children helps build bonds. It helps them feel more comfortable and understand the world around them. The more caregivers speak to babies, the bigger the vocabulary they will have by age 4. There's plenty of opportunities for us to speak to babies. We can do this during dressing or undressing, during bath time, feeding, or even a diaper change that they really don't want, but they need it. Speaking to babies is so important. And helping babies identify and label objects predicts greater literacy later on in life. To wrap things up, singing, reading, and speaking to infants all helps with their social and emotional development. And as a bonus, it affects their literacy and their thinking skills for the rest of their life. Singing, reading, and speaking to infants is vital for their success. Science shows that early communication skills unlock the foundation for a brighter future.